Whoa.
So scary. I know you didn't have that last time you were here.
No, that's cool. That's like really efficient.
He's very helpful. He sounds creepy, but he's helpful. So if you want to do a little introduction. Hi, everybody. We have Iri here today.
Hello, thank you guys so much for coming. I'm really, really honored and appreciative that you can make it. I know it's probably a weird time for some time zones, so you have all my thanks.
Yay.
I guess that was a weird introduction, but yeah.
No, not at all. You're good. And I'm gonna keep probably flip-flopping on how I say your name throughout the show. Do you want to tell the little story really quick about your name? Because it's really cute.
Oh, yeah. So if anyone hadn't heard, so basically it's actually Iri, but like when I met my fiance, he was like, "Oh, Iri, that's so cute," and like he just kind of stuck to that. Which at first I was like, "What's your problem, dude?" But then later we like, I'm marrying him now, so it's all good.
What's your problem, dude?
No, for real.
That's so cute, though. I love it.
Thank you. I think it's cute too.
Okay, so our first question, wow, it's not Idol, it's Zaya. And he said, what's your opinion on Sapphire? So he had the first question in there for Idol anyway, so it has to be Sapphire.
Right, and it's a wonderful first question. Hello, Ziku. Thank you so much for coming and for like just being nice all the time and supportive. But for Sapphire, so I actually think Sapphire is great. Okay, so the Chinese server has been loving Sapphire like for years, and I know you do too. Like even if it's not the standard aesthetics when we look at Sapphire, but he makes a lot of people smile and laugh. So I think that's awesome.
Oh, that's like the best explanation for liking Sapphire I've heard. I love it. He makes people smile.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of funny memes,
That's so great. Ruby said, "Do you love me?"
Yes, waifu, I love you to infinity and beyond.
Aww.
For a billion
my
years.
Goodness. Atsuko said, what inspired you to start creating lovely content for the LN community?
Ooh, Atsuko, Bestuko, hello. So it was a lot of like you guys actually, because like before I was kind of just like playing by myself and being busy with schools, but then like I met like you guys on Discord, and then it was just a really friendly atmosphere, and I guess it was like kind of different from the more like jaded Chinese forms. I mean, Chinese forms are still very funny, but you can definitely tell the difference in like excitement and atmosphere. So yeah, it was just like playing the game like brand new again, which I think was very refreshing. So that was the reason, I think.
I love the community of people. It's just amazing.
It's definitely very supportive, and everyone's so knowledgeable.
It is. It's so great. Lily said, which co-op suit is your favorite so far?
Oh, okay, great question, Lily. So the 7th one is coming out in a few days. Depending on how that one is broken out in terms of pieces and poses, that could be the new favorite. Like currently, I actually really like the ice one, which is the 6. Co-op suit with an item that makes it look like your screen, like the glass of your screen broke. So I think that is really useful for a lot of corridor entries. Yeah, it's really cool, like perspective wise. There is also a cloud one, which is like really beautiful in like that traditional cloud way that you can get. Like that's as good as cloud suits get. Besides that one suit, Return to Autumn. Like those are the 2 favorite cloud suits on the Chinese server. So it's hard to choose between those. Yeah, but currently, since the 7th one hasn't came out yet, my favorite is the one with like all of the ice decorations.
I don't think I've seen that one yet.
Oh,
actually.
yeah. I can show you a screenshot too.
Can you put a picture in whispering for everyone?
Yeah, sure. 1 second. We can keep going too. I'll just be like clicking at the same time. So.
The other one you were talking about, is that the one that they like just announced?
The orange
With like the
looking, the real
dartboard
one.
behind
Yes.
it?
The
That one
very
looks really
cute
cool.
one. It is. It's I think they're trying to be more creative in terms of like designs and poses too.
It looks awesome. I'm excited. And I think you're right about how the pieces are broken out. I think that'll make a difference for me as well.
Right, yeah, we were actually wondering and talking about it in the speculation channel yesterday. So like a lot of the pros here were actually already like wondering about it too.
Oh, our next question is Zaya, and he's gonna come and ask a question himself. So I'm gonna go ahead and unmute him real quick. Okay. Hopefully that worked. I always mess something up. Are you there?
Ziku! Summoning Ziku!
Did I mess it up? Somebody help me.
Oh, no, no worries.
Okay, let me figure it out. Sorry, guys. I'm on my phone, so I'm having a hard time with the settings here. Sorry.
It's all good.
Oh, he's in the wrong channel now. Oh, there.
Hello
Hi.
there, gentlemen.
Yes, can you hear me?
Sorry about that. Yes, hi.
Hey.
Thank you, Flav.
It's like Orlando entered the room.
More like
Oh my
Royce.
gosh.
He's the guy who has the accent. What I was going to ask was, you already kind of touched upon this earlier about jaded Chinese players. Are there like any like big differences between like our English community and the Chinese community in terms of Love Nikki?
Right. So, like as I was talking about, the Chinese server is almost 4 years old now by this point versus LN's 2 years old. So, like when someone's been playing a same game for like almost 4 years, the way they look at what comes out each time is going to be different. Like they're going to have higher standards in terms of what they expect for the art and poses and creativity, all of that. So overall, there's like a more stringent, I almost want to say, basically atmosphere when it comes to like new suits on the Chinese server. Like, I was actually, I think I was talking to Ellie or Junchen yesterday about this. When the new co-op suit came out, some Chinese players actually didn't really like it because they said it was too similar to Momo's Adventure, which but that's only a smaller portion of people, but you do get like opinions like that, and people are very vocal about it. Like they make sure the developers hear it very much. So I think that's the main difference. And people just like haggle all the time. Like they go hard haggle like on everything. So like a suit, if a suit is costing like 1,800, like that's outrageous. Like you will. I mean, they are getting to the point where they're slowly accepting the prices, but it was definitely like a struggle, I think, on the developers' part to calm like the mood of everyone, just because like there were some really harsh comments going on.
Oh.
So yeah.
Oh wow.
Like
crazy.
I mean, like I've seen complaints about prices sometimes, but I don't think I've ever seen any like harsh comments that the devs would have to step in for.
Well, I think it's just more the way the Chinese players talk to their developers, because like there's actually a really funny saying going on the Chinese server saying that like if you're not talking really harsh to the developers, that just means you haven't played the game for too long. Because like, I guess it's gotten to the point where like that's just how like their player base communicate, like talks to their developers. Because like honestly, they'll be like really harsh before something is announced, and then like probably like 3 days after the actual event comes, they'll be like, oh my god, this is so pretty, I love this. Like it's a circle, like a cycle, and I think their developers understand that too. Like people will be requesting events that apparently everyone hated a year ago, but then like 1 year later everyone will be like, we want this back, like we want this back for the third time, etc.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, it's definitely very interesting.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank
you.
Thank you so much for the question.
You're welcome.
Do you have any other questions?
Since you're in cahoots with the devs now, can you get me a job as a voice actor?
Oh yeah, no. Everyone thinks I'm in cahoots, but no, I'm not. I'm not. I wish though. I actually told someone like if they pay really well, like at least make me so that I can pay my bills, and if they're accepting applications, I love to get an interview. but I don't think they're accepting any right now. So unfortunately.
Aw, Iri for next step, you guys.
Thank you.
What do
If
you mean
that
next?
really happens, I'll try to make the prices really low in my dreams.
Oh my
Alright,
goodness.
bye. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you. Bye.
you.
All right, let me make sure I'm in the right spot with the questions. I got on my computer, so we won't have as many problems anymore. Okay, Ruby. Ruby said your favorite Love Nikki ship of all time.
Okay, so I think you know the answer. So you don't have to I don't have to spell it out for your waifu. I do think it's I actually try not to talk about ships a lot these days because I think some players get really intense and passionate about it, and I'm at a position where people do reach out to me if I just say anything. So I do like what I like still, but I try to keep it on the down low. if that's understandable.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Flav said, what is the hardest part of LN to you after having CN?
Oh, okay. So honestly, it's actually the debuts, just because with CN, it's even when I'm on CN, there are groups of people with prior, they will get the information about 2 hours at least earlier, or sometimes a few days. So they always prepare the community for what's coming up, and people figure out things very fast too. I mean, that's the same for LN too. It's just a little bit different in terms of debuts because they are heavier in prices. So personally, it's just planning around the event and actually getting to just familiarize myself with the suit parts. For this video that I just did, I didn't want to just talk about it without actually playing around with the items. So I think it's the time arrangement with debuts, which is honestly not a too big of not a huge big break deal problem either, but that is something that I had to get used to a little bit.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
that's a big difference.
yeah. I mean, the players, like I said, a lot of the pros are in this chat right now. You guys are awesome, and you figure out things instantly too. So I think it has been a billion times better because of you guys.
Yay!
Yay,
And
teamwork.
said, do you like the new Vampire Girls makeup?
Okay. So I did hear talks of how her eyebrows are a bit lower than your usual makeup. I personally really like it though, because it reminds me of one of my favorite characters from another game called Shadowverse. So the new vampire girl reminds me a lot of the character Vania from that game, who's also a cute vampire, especially with the makeup. So the vibe they give with the expression is really similar. So I really like it, but I understand if someone thinks it's a little bit funky with the forehead size.
Everyone's gonna go look that up now.
Oh yeah. It's a card game. I just go and stare at the cards because they have really good art.
I like it. I might use hair with bangs to cover up the eyebrows a little bit.
Yeah. It does work a lot better with me. But we can always make funny pictures.
Right. Ray said, if you could have one suit IRL, which would it be?
Oh shoot. Okay. I actually haven't thought too much about it, just because a lot of the suits are so outlandish. There is a free almost, yeah, it was close to free or cumulative expenditure, a new a aqua colored qipao, a Chinese formal dress. I think I would really like to have that in real life, just because I love qipao in real life too. That's the style that's really kind of like if you wear it in China everywhere, like people like it, no matter the time and age. So something that's kind of like just timeless. So I think that just because like the rest of the suits I really wouldn't be able to like wear to work or anything. But they'd be fabulous to have in your real life wardrobe.
Well, we'll try to get you one somehow.
Yeah, thank you.
Enza said, what's your favorite makeup or makeups of all time?
Oh, so Moss to Flames, like the blue one from the giant dress event, Masquerade. So that makeup of the white dress is one of them. And then I think like the red one from Scarlet Sin or Deep Sea event. So those two really. Yeah, I actually like am really like I don't really criticize makeups that much just because I think I was telling another player, I think like all makeups have their place in game. Like you never know when you want to use like one or the other. And sometimes like a subtle change in maybe the brow angle or how the eyes like slant or open and close can make or break an entry that you're trying to do. So I'm like generally very tolerant and accepting of all makeups.
I agree. I think I've used at least every makeup I have at least once, so I love them all. I collect makeup more than anything.
Yeah. See, I bet you like make beautiful things with them also.
I love Moth to Flame, but a lot of people don't like it for some reason, so I
Oh
don't know.
yeah, I mean, like my common recommendation is to like give it a chance. You never know, you might grow to like it, but that's just like a personal thing. Like if people don't like it, that's all right too.
Hey guys, we're also going to have to go ahead and close questions here in a few minutes. So if you want to get any last things in, make sure you get your questions in and I'll close them in about 4 minutes here.
Oh yeah, so sorry everyone. I'm trying to be succinct this time just because I caused a lot of trouble last time because I just like rambled on. So if you didn't get your questions in, like you know where to find me on Discord. Like I love to chat after. So yeah.
And we'll have the after party too. So if you want to say and anybody wants to ask any questions, then we'll have a little bit of time there as well. So
yeah, we can hang together.
Yay! Jinsol said, "Do you feel like we get too many events or not enough?"
Oh yeah, great question. So I do think having 2 is a little bit too much. I know like personally I can finish them no problem, but I do know and have friends who do think like it's excessive in terms of diamonds and just resource management and like maybe like time and stress since like a game is not supposed to make you stressful. As I think the older schedule of like us having like one right after another was good because it kept like more, I guess, invested players not as bored. But I do think when we have double events, like even I get a little bit like why are we having both at the same time kind of feel.
Yeah. Like Christmas was nice, but the double hell was killing me.
Yeah, it was just like, don't you? I always thought the game management will want to space out the content so it will last longer, but I guess we're making the money, so they want to like have as many things as possible, right? So yeah, we were thinking in the same direction, I think.
Yay said, "How do you manage having 2 active accounts? Did at one point you just consider playing casually and only one?"
Oh yeah. Okay, so no, yay, baby! You're actually a pro yourself at like managing multiple accounts. And personally, for me, it does take a lot of times, especially if it's a time difference with the Chinese server. Like that's why I haven't ventured into too much into like the Japanese server, Korean server, and the other servers, just because I know like it will take a lot of focus and energy. And at one point, I did consider playing casually, just in one, just with like real life and everything going on. And on the Chinese server, there were like periods of time where I just like coasted, like I didn't really do much unless my association president like poked me. But that was when school was like really hard and I wanted to focus more on real life. But the good thing about the game is like you can come back like There was some really painful catching up to do, but like taking a break sometime actually makes you appreciate the game more when you come back. So I do think that's like a valid option for someone who's maybe feeling a bit burned out.
Yeah, and they're always giving us opportunity to get like suits that were out before and they'll come back. So that makes me feel better when I miss stuff.
Right. And yeah, like me, I'm a completionist, and I know a lot of my friends are. Some are like even more accomplished completionists than I am. But not everyone has to go for that. Like if that's too tiring. So
yeah,
I just feel like Ye knows like what I'm saying already. So I'm just like I hope I'm not like repeating myself too much.
No, you're fine. Carrie said, what's one feature you think might be interesting or fun to have in game?
Oh, Carrie, hello. So this was an inspiration from the housing commission feature that the Chinese server has. The Chinese server, like you probably know this already, just for players who aren't as familiar, they have a feature where you can design houses for other people, and like use their furnitures, like so basically play with their furnitures and like do their houses for them, and they pay you tickets, or like the system pay you tickets at the end. So I think it'll be really fun to like, I guess, do outfits for other players, and just make it like easier to do like large group pictures, like not just with those wax figure-ish accessories that we have, but like actual like multiple real players. So I
like
think that's something
more than just duo.
Yeah,
that would be really cool.
It would, right? Like I know right now a lot of people have to like Photoshop other players in, at least on the Chinese server. So I don't know like what the technical limitations it would be, but if they come out with that one day, I'd be very happy.
That would be awesome. We'll have to get that out to somebody. Your secret dev friends.
Oh, I don't know. Everyone thinks that, but no, like now, even when I say no, people don't like believe me anymore. I'm just like, I'm not like no tinfoil hats, please.
Okay, Ruby's back. Ruby said, on a scale from 1 to 10, how hard do you think top 20 ranking is?
Okay, so I do think like there's a ton of like deep knowledge to it, and there are players who are like way more familiar with it than me, and who's like spend hours and days on this. I know like Eigen and Mighty and like you guys too, like everyone on the ranking server. In terms of difficulty, I think it's gotten more difficult, so it's like pretty close to 9.9 to 10 now, so basically a 10, just because how competitive it is these days. It used to be easier, like even I used to be able to do it just because there was, I guess, less of an awareness of how like fun and like awesome it is. But nowadays I think like everyone is enjoying it and doing it a lot, so it's definitely gotten harder over time. And
definitely.
and the really, really like skilled players are like killing it. So yeah, congrats on everyone who's like ranking right now.
Enza said, how long does it take for you to make your more elaborate Starry Corridor entries?
Oh, okay. I'm glad that you're mentioning mine. Even though, okay, so I have seen like there are so many more pro Starry Corridor players than me too, and like for me, I'm actually kind of slow at making them. Just because like if it's on the Chinese server, it will take like 1 hour, just because there's like 12,000, 11,000 items floating around. And then
gosh.
yeah, and sometimes like if I'm playing on Nox, like it lags, and then it's not as easy to like tilt the screens around. So I think I'm definitely on the slower side when it comes to corridor entries. I really envy like those creative players who can just like make something and it's like brilliant. I know there's a lot of thoughts put into it, but they can execute it so fast, which like I really admire.
Yeah, definitely. Me too. I don't know how people do it. I take forever on mine.
Yeah.
I'll start like an hour before and then I'll still miss the time to enter it.
No, I bet they look really good though.
And you said like 12,000 items. Does that mean the wardrobe is almost like twice as big as the wardrobe that we have?
Somewhere like that. I actually like because I haven't checked after they put in like the recent patches, but it was like even I hit above 11,000 a while ago. So
Oh, wow.
it's definitely big. But keep in mind that the English server does have a lot of debuts. The Chinese server just has generally more holiday suits because they have like a lot of holidays that and festivals they celebrate in China. So those might not get ported as early to the English server, and just in general, there's more chapters and
Right.
like it's been around longer. So I actually
There's
think
so
the
much to
English
look forward to.
yeah, that's good. And the English server is doing actually really good in terms of progress. Like when you compare wardrobe numbers, like LN is proceeding at a breakneck speed. So the devs are working really hard, I think, to like
Well, that's
introduce
because they
items.
keep throwing events at us.
Yeah,
So.
that does. Yeah, I think a lot of players have let them know that they wanted to slow down a little bit, like the players who wanted to slow down. I think I've seen a lot of comments floating around, so hopefully there will be changes.
Yeah, it's just a lot to keep up with, I think, especially money-wise. Like if you're gonna, take all that right out of your pocket, it's a lot.
Right. And it's just more tiring for people who like may not feel as comfortable spending money on the game too.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Tilly said, when did you first start playing any of the Nikki games?
Oh, okay. So I actually didn't play like Nikki 2 or Nikki 1. Nikki 3, which is our current Nikki game, I played it like back when it came out, like in like on the Chinese server. Not during beta, but like pretty much like that first year. But like I was like a really casual back then because it's like for I guess I don't know if anyone comes from an Asian family, but like academics is important. It was supposed to be a mean to relax. So yeah, it's been a long time. I never like it's when it comes to mobile games, you would never think that you would be able to keep up with like a mobile game, a little one like this long.
Right.
So, yeah, I can't wait to see like both the English server anniversary and the Chinese server anniversary content that should be coming up in the I guess 2 months or so too.
That's so exciting. It's hard to believe it's been that long.
But hopefully the price is reasonable
I
on both
know.
sides.
Hopefully, because it's an anniversary, they'll give us, a little bit of slack.
Right. Please do. Oh god.
Oh, Idol said, use one word to describe Love Nikki.
Oh, okay. So it's gonna sound really dumb, but I always just say like it's pretty, like it's really pretty. That's why I play it because I'm pretty simple minded. I just like pretty pixelated clothes, and I think like all the artistry that goes into the game really does keep things going and keeps players coming back, and just dressing up with those items are fun. So. Sorry, I don't have a more sophisticated answer.
No, it is though. It's so pretty.
It's true though.
Idol, we already answered the other question. He asked if you like sapphire makeup. We did go over that.
Yes,
She just likes
I do
sapphire.
like sapphire. I actually really like I like all the makeups to put it like I guess in general. But I'm glad you're bringing up makeups because they are like an essential part of our dressing up experience.
So his next question was, do you like seducing makeup? I'm gonna say you said you like all makeup. So
Yes. Yeah, it's just, you never know. Like, one day like this one makeup that just fits perfectly well with what you're trying to accomplish with the rest of your like items.
I like that attitude.
Yay, Selena approves.
Bake said, how do you find the time to balance personal life and Love Nikki?
안녕, oppa. It's really hard to be honest. I do work like 10 hours these days now. It used to be like 8 and 9 normal, but then I got more responsibilities, which is good, for my career development. but just like an example last night, like I was still up and like editing and recording at like 3-4 a.m. Like this, it was a special, like it doesn't happen all the time, but it unfortunately did last night. So a lot of it is just like really trying to have self-control with like just because sometimes I like to stare into space a lot. So just cutting that like and just like planning things around, like do like pre-record as much as possible, and then like the game itself, I guess playing is actually doesn't take too much time. I think it's trying to get everything ready for players who might be interested in the information. Like that takes a lot of time. It's really fun though. Like when you're doing that, you don't feel like it's working. But I don't recommend anyone cutting off on sleep. Like which just like do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm trying to sleep more too. It's really good.
Yes, please get more sleep.
Yeah, and naps are my favorites.
But we appreciate everything you do. We appreciate all the information you give us.
I'm not the only one either. I know like Oppa and like the Cost Breakdown, like Love Nikki Sheets team, and like a lot of different players are doing like all kinds of stuff. So I'm definitely not the only one. I'm just like currently lucky to get a chance to talk about it. But I believe like a lot of players have very demanding jobs who are contributing all the same and like even more sometimes. Yeah, so
and it's all just a volunteer thing, which is great. Like the community is just amazing. We all just
like that's
together.
amazing. Yeah, like some of the works that they do, like Sweet Cupcakes, like the coding and the stuff she does, like I bet real companies would pay a lot for that, and she's just like doing it all for that too. So yeah, giant respect.
Yay said, how did you get into Love Nikki?
Oh, okay, so like I wasn't too much of a gamer, like let alone mobile games. I actually used to play more MMOs than mobile games. So I think it was
Me too.
just like it was really fun doing dungeons, and like StarCraft, even though I'm bad at it, but it's fun. And I think it was just like, but those things do get a little bit like overwhelming too, especially when you have to like manage parties of five people, your tank, your healer, like your DPS is all to be online. So I think it was just trying to change, like trying out something new, and like it looked nice, it looked like a nicely made game, but like also I was kind of stressed about I guess like graduation and like getting licenses and stuff like that. So I thought it would be a relaxing thing to do.
It is. It's so relaxing just to sit there and stare at the pretty things.
Yeah. So I'm trying to like do more of that myself these days also.
Ray said, how soon after Love Nikki did you start playing? Oh, we kind of went over that a little bit.
Oh yeah, no worries. So actually I don't think I didn't start the English server on day one. Like I didn't start both the English and the Chinese server on day one, just because like I don't actively seek out games, and there were periods where like I'm on and off. It's like 3-4 years. It's a long time. So I wasn't there on day one, but I know I was actually talking to Shar / Fully Custom, one of the co-hosts today. So like she and some players started like legit on day one of the English server at least. So
oh wow,
yeah. It was funny because we were just talking about it literally a few hours ago.
Do you know what event was around when you did start?
It was like one of the free Duanwu events. Like we don't have that suit on Elton. It's really, really old. Like so old that you don't even see it much in like future suits videos. So there was that, and I remember being really confused just because like I didn't know like to read guides at that time. I was like, what's like, why is this so complicated? And things like that. And I thought like there were points where like when you don't know what's going on, you thought this game was just is a cash grabber just because like you have the belief where you have to like recharge a ton to like get stuff, even though like realistically a lot of the early events like didn't. So
Right.
yeah.
Enza said, have you missed co-op before because of work?
Actually, yeah, I might have done that. Maybe I feel really bad. I might do that a little bit more than I'm supposed to because one of our co-op times is like 2 p.m. my time, which I'm either like I might be in a meeting or talking to someone like at work, so I can't always just like whip out my phone and do it like during that hour. And also just like I try not to like whip up the game when I'm at work. I did it like a couple / maybe a little bit too much too to like take screenshots if people ask for them, but like I get really
Aww.
like it's not something I feel guilty doing it at work. So
Aww.
yeah.
Do you donate the next week though when you miss your co-ops?
Okay, on the Chinese server, if you miss one, like for my president, if you miss one, like you make it up the next day with you don't donate, you like do extra tries for commissions. And my English server association is really nice, so they haven't been like demanding me to do that yet. I feel like I should so yeah, thank you guys who are like, carrying the association in my stead. I'll try to make it more. There is like a Sunday one or a Saturday one that's like a lot more convenient. So.
Well, that's good.
So
did you do it today then?
I'm sorry?
Did you do it today then?
Oh, shoot. I think it was happening while I'm so bad. Please don't pick me.
Oh my goodness.
I'll go apologize after. But I think today I was just a little bit like I was just really kind of trying to stay awake today and catnapping a little bit. But yeah, no, but it's been a fun day. So
it's okay. I'm sure they'll forgive you. You have an awesome guild, so
it's really chill. I'm really grateful. I hope I'm not like being a bad influence to everyone else.
Oh my gosh. Aiko said, what is your favorite thing about Love Nikki? I think we did that.
I mean, I can expand on it too. No worries. Aiko-chan is like so cute and nice. So I do love the community. I know we get in drama and fights all the time, but like overall, it's a really awesome community. Like if you compare it to other games, like it's the toxicity is way low. Like other games, people will actually like cuss out at you, like in your face, like you suck, get good, so there's that. As for the game itself, it's really most of it to me like the art design. Like I said, people might hate the things one day, but they always look back to it or discover new uses to it, and I think that's a wonderful process.
And I just like drooling all over the new suits. They're just getting more and more detailed, like
Yeah, the progress and the evolution, like the live 2D features and everything, definitely.
Yeah, it's insane. Oh, Mar said, what are some features in the game that you think could be added to make it more player friendly?
Oh, hi Mar, hello. So I do think if players could have more postcard-ish feature where we can gift people diamonds or other resources, I think that will like make it better for everyone, because you feel nice to give the gift and it will help the person you're giving it to. And also I know the option of maybe searching up people by name in the corridor, like that idea, it's not mine obviously, that has been mentioned by a lot of players. So I think that would make it nice too. And like sorting by color and things that we asked for a long time, but I guess there's just like technical hurdles to them. But I do scroll, like it takes so long to scroll on the Chinese server. Like I get dizzy.
It's so much already on the English server, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, right. So
Carrie said, how do you always pick such fabulous music for your videos?
Oh, okay. So I like I do like K-pop, so fortunately there are a lot of piano covers of K-pop for like by master musicians. So that's like a giant resource. And also a lot of my friends do give me music suggestions. Like they're so nice and take the time to pick out music that may fit the theme. Like my friend Andrea and Junchen does it like all the time, and sometimes I would ask for suggestions too. And my fiance does it also, since he's played piano for a long time, so so he knows like a lot of different tracks, and he loves anime like I do too. So yeah, those
You
are
should have
the
him
music
play
choices.
something in your video.
Oh yeah, no, he wrote a piece before, so he's really shy too, but yeah, and I'm just glad that people don't think my music taste is too outlandish, since I do tend to like include anime tracks and random game tracks, and like most recently like a track from a Chinese sci-fi movie that I thought was epic. So yeah, I'm glad
so
that
great.
yeah, I'm glad people think it sounds good. So that makes me relieved.
I love it. I think it fits too. So
Oh, thank
awesome.
goodness! Yeah, I really like it.
Ye said, how do you think that the LN community, especially Facebook, can improve their communication with the devs?
Oh, okay, great question again. So the communication issue, I do think an essential, like the root of the problem is probably because the game team isn't too large. Like they only have so many people to communicate with players, and probably not all of them are 1,000% fluent in their English. I do think the Facebook official group mods do a lot of the work. Like they do they work super hard in communicating with the developers, and honestly I don't think there's an easy answer unless they can like hire more people and have like just more fully dedicated like official like staff working 8 hours a day just replying comments. So I do see like effort, and I do think it will improve over time. And like I used to blame them for be like why aren't you like the Chinese server does this so and so much better, but then looking back, like the Chinese server does have Tencent behind it, which is a huge company, so they probably have more resources to deal with, to like take in player feedback. So yeah, I'm starting to ramble on again. Sorry.
No, you're fine. But what I got out of that was more staff, so we hire Iri, and then everything will be great, right?
No. Actually, I don't know. I will, because I tried to like I don't know if they will, because they have like standard responses, but I would probably get distracted just like having fun talking to players. So I'm honored though.
Yeah, awesome. Atsuko said, how long does it take for you to make and edit your videos?
Oh, okay, so it used to take like 3 to 4 hours if I concentrate like 200% like all the time every second. Nowadays it's a little longer, because part of it is because I switched a video program my fiance gifted to me. So it's more, it has more functions, but it's just like I have to relearn what like I already learned from before.
Right.
So that's like taking longer. And I also try to like include more information. I ask people who are kindly watching, like they also themselves grow in knowledge. So I feel like I should reveal to them like more useful information over time too, just because like they are becoming veterans as well. So I think that's like making the time a little not a little bit, actually a decently longer these days.
Well, it's awesome because we all love your videos, so
thank you so much. I'm so
all
like,
that time in it.
really honored, like unbelievable. So
Fab Frog said, what hell do you predict to be next?
Oh, hi Fab. I actually don't know like the concrete answer, so I'm probably going to be wrong. Like I don't know what hell is going to be next. Like I literally like have no clue. Like I haven't been given any like leaks or like players may believe that I have information or access to that information, but like as of right now, like I actually don't. So anyone's guess is as good as mine, and we know that they tend to throw curveballs. So I think maybe it'll be between Blood Moon and Windflower Snow Moon. Those two seem to be like really popular calls on Facebook and everywhere, so I think they will take that into consideration. So those would be my top guesses. I wish I had a concrete answer, though.
I would be happy with either of those, really.
Right. It will be so exciting. I know we've been like asking for over like a year now.
Which one do you want more?
I honestly probably just aesthetics-wise, Windflower Snow Moon. Just because we had like so many vampire events in a row, and then Blood Moon. Yeah, but price-wise, Blood Moon would definitely be more acceptable to more people, like for sure.
Yeah.
Like price-wise. So I think for the sake of everyone's wallet, Blood Moon may be better.
Just keep going with the vampire theme, I guess.
Right. I mean, the ones from Blood Moon are good. So you get backgrounds.
They are really cute.
It's nice. Mm-hmm.
Ray said, how much time do you like to spend assembling outfits or entries in Starry Corridor or free dressing?
Right. So as I mentioned, like I'm really slow. It takes me so long. I wish I'm faster. If I can get it down from 1 hour to maybe 30 minutes, I'd be like super happy. Maybe one day I'll achieve that level of skills.
You should play Say It games more. That's how I started to be able to do stuff faster.
Yeah. I see you guys like it's intense too. Like it's really fun, and like I think it does help, I bet. So that's awesome.
I haven't had time to play lately, but that's how I first started like getting into Starry Corridor, because I would always enter my stuff on there when I did it, and you only have 20 minutes to submit, right? So it helps.
Yeah. Oh, definitely for sure. And it's like I see a lot of like really good entries. So that's how people do it.
Ellie Hun said, what feature we don't have yet would you like to see added first to the game?
Oh, okay. So, the ones we don't have right now are the hot air balloon feature, which is a world travel feature where you like it literally opens up to a world map and you can go to different locations and interact with NPCs and take pictures of them. It was like the first batch of backgrounds when it came out for that feature was like 24, which is a lot. So there's that, and then housing commissions. And personally, though, I really want live 2D to come out, because I think that would really bring a lot of excitement to just any server. So yeah, that's me though.
I think it's all exciting. I hope we get something new with the next chapter. That would be really cool.
Oh, yeah. They're probably working really hard to it too. I sometimes I do wish they could, make it so that there's not that many bugs when it comes out. Like new features are nice, but I bet they would have to spend a lot of time answering like angry comments or confused comments too if something comes out with bugs. So
right.
I guess like with all the bugs coming out, it's I'd rather have them maybe like take their time, just make sure
spend
like
more
it's
time,
good.
right? It's such a hard balance, like to kind of you have all these players telling you they want more things and to come out with things faster, but if you come out with it faster, there's going to be more problems.
For sure, just the fine balance, and they are like workers, so like as someone who works, like I understand like the pressure,
right?
Stuff.
Fat Frog said, is it hard to maintain your YouTube?
So I mentioned a little bit about like the time commitment. The thing is that it is really fun. It's also very fun like reading and replying to comments. So I guess it's hard in the sense like if you look at it, like if you take away all the feelings and look like, wow, I'm actually spending all this time on it. But if you're actually engaging in it, like you don't see it as work. It's just like something that's like you're doing, like you're playing. Yeah. So there's that. The like all the difficulty just comes down to like timeline. and arranging.
Right.
So,
Fat Frogs also said, what is your favorite NPC?
Oh, okay, so it does, like, I've had one since pretty much, like, that character was reviewed, but recently there's been more and more characters, and I don't know, I'm, like, starting to really like Bobo, so, Bobo Yoko?
Aww.
Yeah, especially since the new Chinese New Year event gave her so much stats. I know we, like, make fun of her name a lot, and we make fun of, the way she interacts with Momo, but she's a really nice girl.
She's so cute.
Yeah, she is. She's a darling sweetheart, but who also has like a ton of substance to her. It's just we don't see it like necessarily in order right now. So yeah, go Bobo.
She's one of my favorites too. She's adorable.
Right, and it was just like such a surprising plot twist. Like I don't want to spoil too much here, even though most people probably know already. But there's definitely a lot of things coming up ahead for that character.
Bake said, which show or movie or anything else do you want a collab with the most?
Oh, okay. You probably know the answer, but there is a Chinese anime or slash show. I guess you wouldn't call it anime since it's not from Japan, but it was a show based on a Chinese novel called The Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, which sounds dark and scary, but it's it's actually not, and it's my absolute favorite. So if the Chinese server can get that, like I will be like beyond happy. I will be probably spamming it a lot. So maybe they shouldn't, because then my friends like Oppa will have to like see me spam it. So there's that. Even though that's that's pretty hard to do, just because the creator of that intellectual property doesn't want her characters to be involved with a lot of commercial activities. And otherwise, I really like I like anime, but I know that's just me. Like there's a lot of players on the English server who don't know what anime is. So I trust that the artists would do whatever collaborations that they are accepting like justice still. So yeah, it's good to have some surprises too.
I'll have to look that up later. I want to know what it is.
Oh yeah, okay. It will be acquired. It's like not everyone will like it, but it's pretty dear to my heart.
Fab Frog said, "What are your thoughts on Nikki 4?"
Oh, okay. So Nikki 4 is 3D. And they have been improving the 3D model like tremendously over time. Like if you look at a picture from day one versus what the model of Nikki looks like now, there were so many changes in her facial expression, her eyes, etc. The lore of Nikki 4 is also extremely fast-paced, so I do know what happens up to like chapter 4, and a ton of stuff already happened there. Like our server or our game, Nikki 3 didn't get really intense until chapter 15, but like for Nikki 4, the plot hits the floor, just starts running, and it doesn't really slow down. So those are like some really good points of Nikki 4. Like I will try it. Nevertheless, I do really like the live 2D technology with the Chinese New Year event. Like I personally like 3D is all cool and all. But Nikki 4, most of the plot line is still like 2D. There's a ton of 2D arts to it too. So so yeah, no, I do like it. I know some player may not, accept the 3D model still even after the changes, but I would personally give it a try, just like for myself.
Enzo said, "Will you show off Love Nikki 4 for us?"
Oh yeah, when it finally comes out. Yeah, so when it finally comes out, I will show it. Thank you for asking and being interested. They have been running into licensing problem. Like it's not even the programmer or the developers problem. Like they didn't cause it. They didn't want this to happen too. But there's been like significant delays due to other factors.
Oh wow. Aiko said, "What is your favorite kingdom?"
Oh, TJ. I have a weakness for giant dresses, and pigeons tend to have like such layered and detailed fabrics. I know I'm supposed to say cloud or ruin or north, or apple or Wasteland. I'm just naming all the nations now, but just Pigeon, like I guess instinctively, I just gravitate towards that kind of styles.
I do too, and I think people get mad at me when I say that too, but they're so detailed.
They are. Yeah, no,
So
you're not at fault.
Oh, Sin Kitty's gonna come in and ask a question, so I'm gonna try not to mess this up this time.
No worries. Oh,
I
it's
think
as
she's
one of
unmuted.
the Stereo Corridor Masters. Oh my god, I'm so honored.
Did I do it? I might need Flav's help. Are you unmuted, Sin Kitty? Hello?
Hi,
Yes!
hello. Hello, you sound so cute. Oh my god. Oh yeah, sure. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Um, for the English server, probably right. So, my like I just from my understanding, it could take a while if it comes, just because of all the trademarks and copyright issues going on, and you don't want to mess with Disney, right? And right, so I don't know how much they were involved with like drafting those suits with the other servers and the negotiation process. They probably do have other things planned for us just because I know players ask for events all the time. Right, and I think on Facebook the players were already made aware of how expensive the pavilions are. I mean they are gorgeous for sure, but I do know the price mark is on the high side, so they might take that into consideration. Also, I do believe generally if players request something very frequently, like and ask a whole group like many times on Facebook, they tend to bring those suits or expedite them faster. I personally haven't been on Facebook much, so I'm not completely sure where the state what the state is with the Disney suits. But I'm leaning more towards that it will take a while before we get them.
They're so cute.
Yeah, they are like the expression and everything. Sorry, go ahead. Oh wow! Congratulations! That was no, they are. Oh my god! And you're like so skilled at styling too, so that's perfect.
Aw. Do you have any other questions?
Oh, okay. So as a player, like we all love leaks. That's just human nature. You want to find out what happens and plan for it, right? I think the case, right, hypothetically. Right. So hypothetically, like they if something does like in theory gets the company in trouble, like and maybe resulting in um like the game having to change what they're doing, and maybe like the programmers pull all-nighters, I do think um we should be respectful of that and maybe not like fan the wildfire too much. Right. I mean, I do think they want us to enjoy the game in general, and like Instagram and like the Facebook posts, they have been dropping little hints. So, I think those are like perfectly fine, and they do get players excited too. It's really only when it gets the game in trouble and automatically affects the players. So that's when it gets like you might not want to like spread that leak too much type of situation. But yeah, no, you're so up on the news and everything. Yeah, yeah, no, those are really good questions. Oh no,
Thank you,
not at all.
Sin
Thank you
Kitty.
so much for coming and like all the love too. And tell Andrea I said hi also too, please.
Thank you. Yeah.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Okay, our next question is Ariety. She said, how much time and planning do you take for video ideas and editing?
Oh, right. So, sorry if I'm like repeating myself.
No,
To
it's okay.
everyone
Some of
else.
these are kind of repeats,
No.
but people
They're
join late
completely
too.
legitimate questions too. So I'm glad you're interested, Ariady. And 3 to 4 hours if I'm like completely focused right now. I am trying to cut it down. I do feel like I should. There are probably room where I can like be more efficient. It's just like hard to implement due to like all the real life things going on because I mean I do have friends asking about like weddings and stuff too, so it's only fair if I like spend time with them as well. So yeah, and also depends on the event or the content. Like if I want to include like more in-depth analysis, then that generally takes longer because sometimes I also get my friends to have like Ali and Darkoria and Junchen and Zikin and Sia. So just naming everyone who helped me with, so kindly with the recent video. So that one took a very, very long time. Like, I started last night, like before 10, and it, like I said, it didn't end like until early in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah, it's also like a case by case basically.
Oh, wow. I'll have to check that one out. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, no. Sometimes it's like you wouldn't think that it would take so long, but then something just pops up, or the program just refuses to cooperate with you. That takes
Aww.
a lot of time. Yeah.
Aww.
And because
Well,
because I'm like self-learning. But yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Do you like the new program better though?
There are some things that it makes easier, like to do transitions and fade-ins. But just because it's more like it has more functions, it's harder to like do the exact thing you want because you really need to know which shortcut to press, etc.
Right.
Yeah. So.
You're just used to the other one. I'm sure it'll be better after you get used to it.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'm working on it.
Fab Frog said, what aspect do you wish they focused on more in the game?
Oh, in the game itself, I do think interactions between players, like we have a lot of beautiful dresses, but it's not as fun if you just make outfits by yourself. I do remember there was a time when even the corridor was closed on the Chinese server for an extended period of time, and like players just didn't have much use for their outfits anymore just because there's not an in-game channel where they can like show it off or use it to make fabulous things. So I do wish they could continue to improve on that.
That would be great.
Yes.
I agree.
Right.
They also said, what are your favorite types of events?
Oh, so I do know the one right now with the Ruined Tides is very popular. I'm really lazy. I'm a lazy and simple person. So something that can be done, not with too much headache, I think everyone would appreciate it. I do also like applaud the game for trying out new formats. Like there were more complicated free event types on the Chinese server, like that was more involved than what players are used to. But I do appreciate the effort of them trying to move in that direction. Also, something with lore is always good too because I like reading it. So yeah, easy events or the ones with lore.
Or lore.
Mhm.
More stories.
Yes.
Idol said, do you have a Zepido? Is that how you pronounce that? I don't know how to pronounce that. I've seen it a million times.
Oh yeah. Actually, I was
Zepido?
talking to Effie about it the other day. She showed me like all the cool ones, like the cool pictures she has using it. So not yet, just because I've been a little bit swamped. Like I didn't want to but I do want to check it out. So it looks really fun. I think I'll
cute.
probably it is, right? It looks really like energetic too. So I might be asking people like how to do it. So don't laugh at me, please, if I do something really dumb.
Well, if you do it, I'll do it too.
Oh yeah! Oh my god! Okay, yay! We can take those cool pictures together.
Ray said, "What are your favorite kinds of videos to make? Like, what kind of events do you like to cover the most?"
Oh, okay. So I actually really like story time videos. Those are like my personal favorite kind of subject to cover, but they are the hardest to make, just because there's not that much like footage already like available for me to cram into a video. Like I always have to find pictures, but you can't really just put a picture. Like I feel guilty if I just put a picture there, since that's like just making people staring at it, right? But that's my favorite subject in terms of, like, I guess, ease. Something that's already happened on the Chinese server, mostly because like I already tend to have the footage, but also because I myself understand how the pieces work too, so I can tell the players more concretely like what they would like to know, and not just like make something up, right? And then because people do base their decisions on what other players say, so I do like to have a little more substantial backing and understanding before like I say anything. And the events that happen on the Chinese server tend to fit more into that vision. And also just because they're normally cheaper, at least the older events, so people tend to be more acceptable for them. So everyone seems to be more happy when I'm covering an event that's like that came out
Everyone's
a
in a
while
better
ago.
mood.
Yeah. So there's that. Definitely it can't hurt.
That's great. Oh, we only have 2 more questions. Yay! So we're almost done.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think. Well, I didn't ramble on too much this time.
No, you're good. We've gone over with other people plenty of times, so you're fine.
Oh, thank goodness. Thank you.
Maestro said, "What feature would you like to see in the game that doesn't exist?" Oh, we kind of went over that already.
Right.
Did you pick a favorite? Did you pick a favorite one though? You talked about like all the ones that are coming out, but I don't remember if you picked
Right. I
one
said the live 2D feature just because it was literally a top secret. Okay, it was so classified that
That's right.
no one knew about it. Yeah, no one knew about it. Like normally you have all of the famous, well, not famous, but like the more players who's been playing since beta, like they would maybe reveal sometimes to the players a little bit earlier, like, oh, this is coming out, it's really cool, right? But no, this time it was like completely under wraps, and it caught everyone off guard, both by like the thought and the creativity, but also by how well it was executed. Like I couldn't pick up any problems. Like the only thing someone would say is that you can't really change the live 2D suit's makeup because you have to wear the full suit for it to work. But it was really well done. Like the animation was uber smooth, and she's just like kawaii, like so adorable.
Oh, that's so exciting.
So yeah, I would love to have her in just more live 2D suits in general. I think that's like a viable route for a game that's trying to survive between like all these 3D games too.
Definitely. I hope everybody doesn't leave when Nikki 4 starts.
Oh yeah, I hope so too. I mean, I still think we'll have like players staying with this game, just like how there are still players playing Nikki 2. But like realistically, a lot of players probably will give Nikki 4 a try. It also depends on like how pay to win the new game is.
That's true.
Right. So
I'll try it, but I don't know.
I mean, hopefully they took in all the beta comments, because a lot of the beta was saying this might be a little like price heavy, and they did publish an official response, like a legit statement, fully written, like 1 or 2 pages long, saying that they will make changes such as making the pavilion pools cheaper and then decreasing like really resource heavy card gameplay elements, which is one of the things where a lot of the beta testers were complaining about. So I think that's good news.
Yeah. Well, we will see. I'll still probably stick with Nikki 3 at least, but I might play them both.
Yeah, because Nikki 3 is precious. Like we spent so much
I know,
like time
we've
and
been
effort
here
on
for
it.
so long.
Uh-huh.
Ray said, if you could make your own hell event, what would you want to be in it, and what kind of suits or from what regions?
Oh, okay. So this is probably asking for too much, but an event with all the nations and maybe some like male suits, just because we don't have those as much, and so that would be really awesome, and hopefully not too expensive. But I know since I'm asking for like main suits from all the nations, that's like automatically a
That's a
giant,
lot.
yeah. So, but I can daydream, right?
That would be really cool, though.
Yeah, maybe they have something like, but this is not. I'm just making this up. But if they do go there, it would be pretty extravagant. And I do think the Chinese server might be like, you'll hear the Chinese server talking about it first, about like the price and everything. So I do think they will probably still stick to the model of just featuring like a few main nation suits with like other nation suits as minor suits for a bit,
Like
just to make it like
SSR.
accessible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
Either
yeah.
that or you're just trying to get us more expensive events.
Let's hope not. I really hope not. Fingers crossed.
Okay, so our last question we always do before the end of the show, is there anybody that you would like to see on Miraland Radio next?
Oh, okay. So I have been speaking, like I said, to both Effie and Viv. I do know they've both been here before, and so are my friends from the LND server and the ranking server and the sheet server. So shoot. And the Stereo Corridor Masters, Stereo Corridor Monarchy.
Yes, we've had a
So,
lot of
wow, I
people.
think you guys have everyone covered. I literally just listed out like a ton. Maybe like V0 players
Oh, that would
that
be cool.
yeah are willing to share their experiences. Just because I do think they should be respected and admired a lot, and maybe they can share a lot of tips from their point of view to players in general.
That's such a good idea. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
for being
Glad to
here.
help. But
We're
no,
so
y'all
glad
really
to
have all the
you.
bases covered. So
We try. We're so happy we were able to have you again, and that you
thank
can
you so
come
much for
back.
having me. No, of course. It's been really fun for me too. Like, thank you so much for bearing with me, like talking this whole time. And like, you're an excellent host. And
Oh
all
my
of you
gosh,
guys too.
not as good as Flav, but thank you.
Yeah, you're both amazing. Flav too, for sure, for sure. So yeah, I'd really appreciate it.
And you're adorable, so I think we could all just listen to you talk all day, so we don't care how much you ramble.
Oh no, sometimes I'm just like, I think I'm saying something really dumb. Like, I realize that mid-sentence.
No, you're not. I swear you're not, but I feel the same way, so it's okay.
I'm so glad that you're so attentive.
Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We're going to go ahead and get the after party started, so if you want to head over there.
Yeah, let's party. Thank you guys so much again. I really, really appreciate it. And okay, I guess we'll just be heading out there now.
I cut myself out like right at the end there.
Oh no worries. I think they got it. Right. I think people are moving, it seems.
Yep, everybody, you can go ahead and switch over. Thank you for coming, and we'll be in there for a little while to answer questions or anything. Just remember that you are unmuted, so just be respectful and try not to talk over everybody. And yay!